How do you interact with your clients during the home buying and home selling process? Hi, this is Todd Baker, your certified mortgage planner. And the manner in which you communicate and give your clients a great experience during the process, whether you're on the buy side or on the listing side, will have a direct impact on the number of referrals you receive because it impacts the client experience. So there's a few things you can do to really upgrade what you're doing during the process. And the first one is start to look at all the questions you normally get asked, right? And anticipate those in advance and get those answered. One of the things I can tell you is that the other 2 points that you have to really consider of this, and I'm going to sort of go over all at once, is your lending partner and other vendors in the transaction. So one thing I can tell you on the listing side that is routine is that when you go to your listing appointment, you will give the prospect, your seller, a CMA. You'll determine a list price, and based on that, you'll give them an estimated net proceeds. But many of you, I can tell you right now, are doing very minimal on the estimated net proceeds in terms of you might not be given, after closing costs, you might not find out, at least ask them, like, hey, how much do you owe on your mortgage? Right? I mean, all you got to do is get an estimate. It doesn't have to be exact at that point, but very few of you do. But the other thing is this: when you're on the listing side and normally you're picking the title company, I can tell you right now, the title companies don't give, none of them. In fact, it's a big beef I have with all the title companies. They don't give the net proceeds out until right before they're closing. And if your client needs those funds to purchase another house, which is oftentimes the case, and it's off, it's a problem, right? And so at the end of the day, at the bare minimum, it's not a good value proposition. So you want to make sure that you are overseeing the process. So as a buyer or listing agent, once you're under contract, there's going to be a lender that takes over. So you might not always have control of that, but at least if you don't have control of the lender, if it's not your preferred lender, you need to be looking at certain milestones, like, put on the calendar and follow up. Hey, when's the appraisal going to come back? When is their finance contingency up? When's the CD due? I might have work with 100 realtors in 1 month, and I'll have 2 or 3 realtors or transaction coordinators that will even ask those questions. Now for us, let me tell you what I do. If I'm your preferred lender, I actually, for each milestone, and I mean from disclosures to submission to approval to appraisal order to appraisal received to clear to close to loan doc to fund it, we send out an email and a text message to all parties. And it's awesome. And then if you have specific questions, people still reach out to me. But you might not be working with a lender that's not doing that. And if they're not, during that phase of it, you need to be looking out for that, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on. And the last one is also with your title companies. Make sure that did they provide the CD to the client? Let me tell you another thing title companies don't do that you could really add a lot of value. Not only do they don't get the net proceeds out, but the lender, now that we have to send over the CD, the title companies don't really do a great job of coordinating the balance, close disclosure, confirming wire, cashier's check, and confirming the amount. So making sure your client understands those are some key parts that they're going to go through on the buy side or on the selling side, like what to expect during the title process, and making sure if it's one of your vendors, what you expect them to do. If they can't perform, get somebody that can, to really provide a great client experience during the process. This is what takes you from being mediocre to being a true pro, and you will see it in your bottom line with all the referrals that you get. I can tell you that all the great agents do this, and very few actually do those. That's why I'm sharing this video. So if you're missing anything, you can upgrade and update what you're doing to enhance your client experience. Thanks so much, and please feel comfortable reaching out to me anytime.